Hi everyone, good morning. It's a quick video today. I'm like right in the middle of doing the battery work, but I've got to take a break and put out a video. We did the drawing for the Starship SEER. I did the drawing yesterday, so I'm going to post the winner of that today and show you a little bit of what I've been doing, making up battery cables and laying out exactly how everything's going. All the parts are here. My bus bars showed up. I have two cables I have to reuse because they're very, very long and very large 4/0 cables. They're the originals that I did 4 years ago. And if I had to replace them to go an extra 2 inches, you know, I'm talking $100 worth of cable for each one because they're very long. They go all the way up to the front of the truck. So my layout of the electronics on the wall, I have to take into account that there's two cables that can't be remade. One of them's red, one of them's black. So that's been kind of my struggle in getting it laid out so that I'm not making a mess by having to reuse these couple of cables. And I think I've got it worked out. It's time to put the batteries in. I'm going to put the two rear batteries in, see where my feed wires are going up, throw the piece of wood on the wall. I'm pretty certain I've already got the layout, and then I should be able to pop it all together. So we're getting very close. I know y'all are anxious to see it done. I am too. We're getting close to the time that we're going to be leaving New York. I've got something a little bit different planned for this fall, something that you're probably not going to expect. I'll talk about that in an upcoming video. Going to be seeing a friend and going somewhere that haven't been in a long time. That's coming up this fall. And so let me show you the clips of what I've been doing on the truck. Thanks everyone for being here and watching the video. Super appreciated, very much so. I'm going to do a video for y'all and take it easy for today. It looks like it's gonna rain. We've got super cloudy skies. There's like water just hanging in the air right now. Very, very humid. About as humid as it can be without rain actually falling, I think. So we're just over here at the P-A-R-K. And I don't know why I'm spelling that, because we're here. This guy's having fun in the water. Good morning. We are out here working on making cables, basically. We're laying some cable this morning. So let me show you what I've got going on. Yesterday I made my first red cables. You can see that I'm just zigzagging across here to join up the 4 batteries. So it just took those 3 pieces of cable to join the 4 batteries. And now today I'm going to finish the heat shrink on these 2, and then I'm going to be making the black ones. They're just going to loop, and then here, and then there. So 3 black cables, a little bit longer than the red ones, but they're such short runs that it's not going to affect the drop in current voltage, amperage. They're so short that I'm not concerned about that. It's been many years since I did a large diameter cable manufacture. So this is the heat shrink with the adhesive on the inside, which is the good stuff. I got it specifically for this. So this is a 2/0 cable, 5/16 lugs for the battery posts. They're 5/16, and then the adhesive lined heat shrink. So I got the measurements. You know, I had to figure out how long is the strip back, you know, to fit into the lug. Gotten pretty good at using the crimper and the cutters. One thing I realized was I ordered way more 2/0 cable than I needed. This is all left over. I mean, that's all I needed was those 3 pieces. It came as a set, so I am going to use more of the black, but I'm going to have a bunch of black left over also, which is fine. I'll stuff it in the truck, and if anybody needs a cable made when we're out on the road, I can make them a cable. The heat shrink, I'm going to have a lot of that left over, but it's so inexpensive, so there wasn't any reason. I don't even think I could have bought a shorter length than this. This was like the shortest length. for this diameter. It's got great shrink down. You can see how it shrunk down on the 2/0, and it will be even better on the 4/0. When you cut it, just a note, you get glue on your scissors because you're cutting through the adhesive. You can't really tell, but there's glue on the inside of these that's activated when you heat it up with the heat gun. And my scissors are, you can see the glue in there, all sticky. So I'll clean them off with some alcohol once I'm done. But so I've got these 4 pieces cut. We're going to do the heat shrink on those 2 short red cables right there right now, and then we're going to start on the black ones. I want to get all the cables done today for connecting the batteries. Then we're going to put the batteries out in the cabinet. Then we're going to take the piece of wood. This is my repurposed old tabletop piece of wood. These are my bus bars that arrived yesterday finally. So these are 4-post bus bars. So negative, positive. Here's my shutoff switch. I've got these cables left over from my old battery. These are 4/0, and if I can use them, I will. There's no reason to scrap them out. They're perfectly fine. So I'm seeing if I can reuse some of these 4/0 cables if the length comes out correctly. So I've just been kind of trying to visualize it here on the board. And so once I get these in the truck, I can finish putting the front bracket on and the end brackets. Then I can actually start to run the cables up the wall to this board. I hope the board's going to be big enough. It's not the biggest board in the world. And again, with this large cable, you can't make real sharp turns. So let's get some heat shrink done on those. And then we'll crimp up the black ones. We'll make up the black cables. And that will get these all tied together. They come with little plastic plug-in caps, so I'm not touching any power here. They're just laying on top of it. Okay, so you can see, you know, these are short little cables. So heat shrink, take it right up to as far as you can. So then the only exposed is the recessed. And those batteries actually come with some little caps that go on it. But I'm also adding rubber to the underside of my shelf. So even if the shelf somehow drops down, they're going to be protected with rubber, and then there's also rubber caps that'll go on the post bolts. So I'll get the heat gun on this and we can watch it shrink. There we go. That's good heat shrink. There we go. Alright, that one's all set. There we go. I'll let these cool. Alright, I just marked out the first black cable. So we're going to get the cutters here and chop through this stuff. That's the neighbors across the street that you're hearing. There. So that's 2/0. That's not really difficult to cut. So now I got to strip back the insulation. So I just use a razor blade. So from what I determined, I trim back 3/4 of an inch of insulation, and that 3/4 of an inch is what goes up inside the lug. So once I got that all figured out, I started being able to produce these pretty quickly. They got their grandkids across the street. So I go around it once, then I put a slit going out to the end. And usually have to go like a second time around. Don't want to really cut any of the copper strands. And just trimming the rest of the insulation out of here. That's what we end up with right there. And then you take your 2/0 lug, and it goes right on there, and you just ram it up in there as hard as you can. So I found it best to use the floor to push against when I'm crimping these. So first you get the lug in here, turn the knob on the crimper, start pumping till it's holding the lug. Then I put it down here and I'm pushing the cable in as I'm doing this. And then it just bottoms out. You know, you can't go anymore. And you can see when the two halves of the die are bottomed out together, that's it. Then you release the knob. And there we go. Now we have a crimped cable. And you can pull that all you want. That is not coming off of there. So you can see how well that pinches on there. I'm not a professional expert, but these are how I've made cables in the past, large diameter cables, and they've worked. So I'm just going to continue making them like this, and I can't see that we're going to have any trouble. What I'm doing is, when it pinches it, a little bit of the aluminum or the copper from the lug squeezes out, extrudes out, so I'm just kind of knocking that off. It's like flash, plastic flash. Those of you that have been in the injection mold industry. So I'm just knocking the little shrapnel flash that comes off so it's smoother. Just going to double check on the batteries again, make sure the length is right. Yeah, made that one a little long. I'm going to shorten it up a little bit. These are great. Trim back the insulation. Now when you're putting the second lug on, you're going to want to make sure that it's the same. You don't want it to be clocked, you know, like 90 degrees from this one, unless that's what you're trying to do. Yeah, perfect length. All right. There we go. Now let's get at it. That's it. There we go. Now let's get some black heat shrink cut up and we'll get this one finished. So the heat shrink tube, 1 3/4 inches. I'm actually gonna make up a bunch of these because I need 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 6 of them in total. 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, 7, 8 3/4. I hope I did that all correct. There we go. There we go. I'm not doing too bad so far. I'm just laying them across a couple pieces of aluminum so the ends can cool off because they're pretty hot. Alright, I'm gonna make a few more of these black ones and then we should be done. Okay, we have finished up all of the cables to connect the batteries together. So the black ones, they're doing this. They're boom, boom, and around to there. So that's these three right here. And that's how the red ones are gonna lie, just like you're seeing them. So now it's time to move the batteries into the truck. I really want to turn the truck around. You know, the truck just gets hammered with sun on the side that the cabinet's facing, and if I turned it around, I would be much better shape. I'd be in the shade. So I'm going to cut the video off here. I'll pick you all up on this project to the next monumental step that I get. The truck should be turned around the other way and we'll be working on the other side. See, just stepping out here into the sun, it's not pleasant. And inside that cabinet with the diamond plate and all that, just brutal. Holy moly. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's the poor truck. Thank goodness it's watertight. It is really coming down. Well, I know that a lot of places have really been flooded out lately. We missed all of that flooding, like by 30 miles south of here. They got hammered the other day and flooded the town down in Canandaigua. So we got really lucky. But this is just a fleeting, like there's blue sky right there. I saw the gray clouds coming, so I think this is just gonna pass really quick. But holy moly, like 2 minutes ago, the sun was out, and then here came this gray clouds. Look at that. I could tell it was coming. And the clouds have that certain look. Well, good news, I did get the truck turned around. So now the battery cabinet is on this side. So it is tremendously cooler over here without the sun. Plus, we've got this beautiful shade tree here. So even once the sun comes onto this side, I'll be in the shade. This morning at about 2:15 a.m., a thunderstorm came through and woke me up. And took me like 2 hours to get back to sleep. Lefty was grumbling downstairs, so I went and got him and brought him up into his bed, up in the bedroom with me. And he went, you know, right back to snoring while I laid there for a couple hours. Fell back asleep at like 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m., and had the world's craziest dreams for like an hour and a half. I don't know where these dreams come from. And then finally at like 6:15, I just got to get up, you know. So I'm all off. I'm usually up at 4 a.m. seems to be my wake up time. So I'm a little off today, but we're looking at a lot more rain today. So I'm just inside putting this video together for y'all. Didn't get anything more done past what you already saw in the video. You know, we got all the cables made up for the 4 battery connections. This is how I do believe the board is going to be laid out once it's up on the wall. So we've got, you know, the battery feeds up to the shunt, and then off of the shunt up to the bus bar, and then off of the bus bar goes to the inverter, goes inside to the power cabinet, and then down here up from the batteries to the shutoff, from the shutoff to the bus bar, from the bus bar to this fuse which goes to the inverter. Then there's another fuse that goes into the 12-volt power cabinet, which will connect here, and that's the breaker that comes out of the charge controller positive. So through that to this bus bar, and the negative from the charge controller will go to that bus bar. I've got to remake that cable. It's 2 gauge. I have some 2 gauge because the one that's there is not going to be long enough to reach. So not a big deal. So I've really only got to make up just this negative battery feed cable from here down to the battery, and probably from this to the battery, unless one of these will reach. I've got these two 4/0 left over, and if they reach, then I can reuse them. I've got this 4/0 negative cable, which I believe will reach from the bus bar up to the inverter, so I don't think I'm going to have to remake that. So I think as far as 4/0 goes, it's just going to be from here to the battery, and probably from here to the battery. I've got a 5-foot piece of black and a 5-foot piece of red 4/0, so I might have to make up 2 4/0 cables, and hopefully that's it. I'm super glad I got the truck turned around. It's going to make things a lot more comfortable for me to get this project finished up. Hey everybody, just came in from outside taking a break. We're going to do the drawing for the Starship SEER. Y'all remember how awesome this thing is? Excellent. I even have a perfect size box for it too, to ship it. So let's go ahead and get the URL here, get it pasted in. We're going to do keyword filter, which is SEER. Add in my patrons. Okay, include replies. There we go. Let's see how many entries we got. 259. We're going to pick a winner. Bob Bardinelli. I know Bob from way back. He's been with the channel since the beginning. So it's really good to see you win, Bob. Thank you for entering. Thank all of you for entering and being a part of these giveaways. So Bob, send me an email. Give me your shipping address and I'll get this thing boxed up and shipped out to you. Thanks everyone for being here with us and participating in the giveaways. I love being able to hand this stuff off to all of you. It makes my day complete. And I'm all sweaty and nasty looking because it's terrible outside, but this is important and we got her done. So congratulations, Bob, and thanks everyone again for being here. So we'll stop the video here today. Everybody take care, be safe, and we'll see y'all again really soon. And you're asking, where's Lefty? Well, once again, he went inside into the air conditioning. Wow, we need to get back out on the road so he can quit all this air conditioning hanging out that he's been doing lately. Hi, buddy. Hey. You quite comfy in here? Okay. Oh, I wish I had the camera running. He just came bounding down this creek. It's so deep. I missed it. He loves the water. Ah! You like playing in the water? Huh? Whoop! Where'd you go? Hey! Where'd you go? Are you under me? Oh, there you are. Hello. Get in that water. What you doing? Nice jump. Come on. Come on, get in this water. Not from up there. Come up. Are you thinking about it? Don't do it. I have no idea what's up under there. Come on, Bobby. There you go. Yeah, that's deep, huh? Get in that water. Get in there. Oh, the good grass. Oh, the good grass. Oh, he's so dirty. There's our puppy. There was a puppy here, but they were leaving just as we pulled in, unfortunately. But he's been running around, keeping himself entertained. I typically walk when we're here alone. I just walk and walk and walk. And he comes with me, or he crisscrosses and comes to see me just to keep some activity moving. Plus, it's good for me because I'm fat and I need some walking. Don't I? What a handsome boy you are. What a handsome boy. Come on, let's walk. Come on. Come on, let's walk. Oop, smelled something. Rejected.